Tonight, it is my privilege to introduce our distinguished chairman of the IFE Civility, the Politics of Common Ground program, George Vradenburg. Simply put, George is a man whose arms embrace every niche in our capital region. His civic, philanthropic, political, and business leadership is at the nexus of all action. His generosity is unsurpassed. He exemplifies all that is exciting and forward-thinking and action-oriented in our nation's capital. He is IFE's guardian angel. Here he is, George Vradenburg, our chairman. George.
My mother would have been so proud. In deference to Secretary Eagleburger, who does not like introductions, this will be very brief. As you all know, Secretary Eagleburger has had a long and distinguished career in the Foreign Service and the national defense organizations of the United States of America. Started a career in '57, capped that career in 1992 when he was named the 62nd Secretary of State. In the pure spirit of civility, he has served under 8 presidents of both parties. He is the only Foreign Service officer to have been named Secretary of State. He was known early in his career as Lawrence of Macedonia for heroic efforts in the humanitarian crisis in 1963, the earthquake that hit Macedonia in that year with tremendous loss of life, and he personally was out in the field creating medical hospitals. So he started his career with enormous distinction and moved on through a career working with Henry Kissinger for many years, but then served on his own in the highest realms of our foreign policy establishment. In 1977, he was named ambassador to Yugoslavia and was cheered in the streets of Yugoslavia as he returned to that country because of his efforts in '63. But more relevant to this evening, other than the character that's displayed by his performance in Macedonia, relevant to this evening, he was essentially there at the creation of the modern relationship between China and the United States. Because working with Dr. Kissinger in the early '70s, he was closely aligned with the initial efforts to form a new modern relationship with the great Chinese state. He worked closely with the Chief of Mission here in Washington and developed personal relationships with the Chief of Mission. He spent many hours and trips together with the Chief of Mission, with President Nixon, as they began the discussions which led to the formal formation of our relationship with modern China. So he has been there at the beginning. And tonight he spent 3 hours driving in the rain from Charlottesville. And he is driving back this evening because he has a doctor's appointment tomorrow morning, which shows the depth of his commitment to the Chinese-American relationship, and it shows the strength of character and commitment that he has to the well-being of both nations and to this relationship. So Secretary Eagleburger, it is my great honor to introduce you here tonight.